Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Hockey Talk with TG. I'm Ty Glenn. You're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your local podcast streaming platform. So today we got Hurricanes and Rangers going to recap that game along with the Avalanche and Stars. Game 1, game that was yesterday, along with the draft lottery and more NHL news to come. So this is going to be a jam-packed show right here. So let's get into it now. So we got Hurricanes, we got Rangers, we got double overtime. The Rangers, they get it done in game 1. I mean, not game 1, game 2 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Vincent Trocheck with the game-winning goal right there. Double overtime, 7 minutes and 24 seconds in, and he scored the power play goal. So that really came through. To all you that are listening right now, if you're a non-hockey fan, power play, let me tell you something about the power play. It's really going to help you come through, especially in times like this. And at least just I see it from my perspective. I can't tell for anybody else, but from my perspective, the power play is always going to spark through when it's for times like this. Anyway, I really liked the game overall. I thought it was physical. There was a lot of fights. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of fights, but there was like a few fights. And the game was physical just like game 1. So, really liked it. Plus, it was so intense as well. I think it was an intense game than game 1 was. So, I can already tell this is going to be a jam-packed series. The Rangers, they lead this best-of-7 series, 2-0, heading to Raleigh, North Carolina. And the Hurricanes, they outshot the Rangers 57-39 in this game. So unbelievable right there. Igor Shesterkin, he made 54 saves in game 2, so he really put on a show right there. So we gotta give it up. We gotta give it up for Igor and the New York Rangers, plus the Carolina Hurricanes too, despite them, losing. This was really a great game, and this is going to be a great series. I see this series going to 7 games. It won't end in the sweep. The Rangers will not sweep the Hurricanes. It will end in the 7-game series. I see this series going to 7 games. And I hope it does go to 7 games because I can already tell these are 2 great teams. I'm going to put on a show and other stuff. Freddie Anderson, he made 35 saves on 39 shots faced the net. So I know Igor Shesterkin was great, but we got to give it up for Freddie Anderson. It was certainly the battle of the goalies right there for the Hurricanes and the Rangers. So, yeah. Game 3 is tomorrow, May 9th at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. So this will not be coming on ESPN like games 1 and 2 were. It's going to be coming on TNT, True TV, HBO Max. And Lexi Lafreniere almost had the hat trick in this game. He scored 2 goals in this game. So he almost had the hat trick, but couldn't get it through. It would have been cool to see him get a hat trick, though, as the game winner. And then the hats will just be flying down at MSG. It'll be so electrifying because that arena, one of the best arenas for playoff hockey is Madison Square Garden. I mean, come on. As a Blackhawks fan, I think the United Center is number 1 just because, I'm a Blackhawks fan. I go to the Blackhawks games. The playoff games there is electrifying. And the Madhouse on Madison is so loud. So that's just me. Kind of a little bit biased right there. I don't know. But I'm a Blackhawks fan, so I got to say United Center is the number 1 arena for playoff hockey and probably the best arena. So like I said, maybe I'm just being a bit biased. I don't know. But yeah, Madison Square Garden is another great arena to play in, and it certainly was loud for games 1 and 2 there. So really unreal. All right, so now that we're done with the Hurricanes and Rangers game 2, best of luck to the 2 teams in game 3. We'll see if the Hurricanes can come back and win games 3 and 4 on the road to even up the series at 2 games apiece. But now we're moving on to another overtime game. Colorado Avalanche taking on the Dallas Stars. Game 1. Miles Wood gets it done, scores the overtime game-winning goal, a little coast-to-coast rush up the ice, tucking it in on the backhand past Jake Oettinger to win the game and to give the Avalanche a 1-0 series lead. So, Avalanche, they were down 3-0. 3-0. So the Stars took it to them. But Valerie Nichushkin, Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon, they had something to say about it. I mean, you need your big boys to step up. And they certainly stepped up in a big way. So, huge shout out to them. And Alexander Georgiev, he did have a bad Game 1 start in the Avalanche's first round series against the Winnipeg Jets. But he certainly made a name for himself and made himself known. Making 19 saves on 22 shots faced in net. So, forget about that Game 1 in that first round series. You guys already beat the Jets in 5 games. Like most of everybody predicted. And you face a good Dallas Stars team. You take it to them. You get the comeback win. That's all that matters. Game 2 of this best of 7 series is tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. So tomorrow will be a TNT doubleheader between Game 3, the Rangers and Hurricanes, and I think the Avalanche and Stars. Rangers, Hurricanes, Avalanche, Stars should be a doubleheader right there, and it should be a great game. Hopefully, I got that right because my notes I did take before I started doing this show. I don't know if I put down the right time and stuff. I don't want to confuse you guys. I don't want to confuse me. So yeah, great overtime game. So it was certainly an overtime classic last night between the Rangers, Hurricanes, Avalanche, and Stars. And I can't wait to see what's more to come for this series. All right, moving on to the NHL Draft Lottery talk. So if you guys don't already know, the San Jose Sharks, they win the draft lottery. Am I surprised? No, I am not. I am not surprised because I saw this coming. You guys should have saw this coming as Blackhawks fans. So Blackhawks fans listening to this podcast, you should have saw this coming. You should have already knew in your head the Sharks were going to get Macklin Celebrini. Because I said it on the show yesterday that the Sharks had the best odds at getting Macklin Celebrini. And plus, between the Sharks and the Blackhawks are the better team. So the Blackhawks are better than the San Jose Sharks. We were 3-0 against them in our season series meets. So it was no surprise. It was a no-brainer that the Sharks were going to get Macklin Celebrini. And we were going to get that second overall pick. So I watched the draft lottery yesterday. Yes, it was a little bit intense, but hey, I saw this coming. I didn't have like a big reaction like, no, why didn't the Blackhawks draft Macklin Celebrini? Why didn't the Blackhawks have number 1 overall pick? Like, come on now. It should have been the Blackhawks. It should not have been the Sharks. No. I did not have that reaction because I saw it coming. See, when you're a passionate hockey fan, I'm not making fun of everybody. That's not what I do. That's not who I am. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying you should have saw this coming. Like, you get a feeling in your head for when something is going to happen. Just like we all knew the Coyotes were going to be moving to Utah. It was not a surprise. There was already rumors spreading about it. And even with the rumors, even before the rumors had spread about them moving to Utah, I saw it coming because you're not going to play at a college arena forever. So the NHL might as well do something. Either get a new arena in Arizona or, like everybody was saying before, move the team. So it was no surprise. So just like that was no surprise, it was no surprise that the Sharks were going to get Macklin Celebrini, and rightfully so. I am not ashamed of that. At least we draft second overall. So that's all I can say. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I saw it coming. You guys should have saw this coming as well, especially if you're Blackhawks fans like myself or even Anaheim Ducks fans. Even Anaheim Ducks fans, you should have saw this coming. You guys had the third best odds at drafting third overall pick. We had the second best odds at drafting the second overall pick. So yeah, it was no surprise right there. The 2024 NHL Draft, like I said on yesterday's show, if you guys don't already know, it will be held at the Sphere in Las Vegas, June 28th with round 1, and rounds 2 will be on June 29th. Right there. And Celebrini, you guys don't already know, he's number one on the NHL's Central Scouting list of North American skaters. He is the youngest player in NCAA Division I men's hockey this season to win the Hobey Baker Award, which is presented to the top NCAA men's hockey players. So, congrats to Macklin Celebrini on winning the award. He was also second among NCAA college hockey players with 32 goals, and he's third with 64 points in 38 games with the Boston University Terriers. And was named Hockey East Rookie of the Year. He joined Jack Eichel, Paul Kariya, and Brian Leetch as the only players to win the awards in the same season. And Celebrini was also earned the Tim Taylor National Rookie of the Year award, so he's certainly done a lot with Boston University and college hockey itself, despite coming up short in the Frozen Four finals. So I really wanted him to win, by the way. It was kind of would have been like a gift before, like you play your last year at college hockey. I think he was a freshman, which is makes it a lot weirder. It makes it a lot weirder that, he's a freshman and not going to be playing college hockey anymore. He's going to be drafted number 1 overall to the San Jose Sharks, NHL. So yeah, it's kind of a bit weird. It's kind of not weird. I don't know. I don't want to confuse you guys. All right, so news just broke out yesterday. As you guys don't already know, NHL sent out a post. Nikita Kucherov, Nathan MacKinnon, and Connor McDavid, they were named the Hart Trophy finalists. So this award is given out to the MVP of the season. So, and Nikita Kucherov and Connor McDavid, they were the first NHL players to hit the 100 assist plateau mark since Wayne Gretzky did it with the LA Kings in 1990, 1991. He had 122 assists then, and the great one has done this like 11, 12 times. 11, 12 times, and maybe not 12 times, but I think he done it 11 times throughout his NHL career. And Nikita Kucherov, Nathan MacKinnon, Connor McDavid, these are all great players to watch. 2 of them are Stanley Cup champions. Connor McDavid, I hope he gets a cup soon because he certainly is one of the best players in the league to watch, if not the best player in the league. So hopefully he gets the Stanley Cup soon. Anyway, Nikita Kucherov, he led the NHL in points with 144. So he took home the Art Ross Trophy this season. That trophy is handed out to the the best NHL player, in points wise. Nathan MacKinnon, he was second on that list in NHL with 140 points this season. Of course, Connor McDavid with 132 points this season. So, don't know who can win the Hart Trophy, but we just have to watch the NHL Awards. I think that'll be in Las Vegas as well. It's not an official announcement made by the NHL, but I think it will be in Las Vegas. NHL games on the slate for today. So we got game 2 of the Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. If you live up in the East, it'll come on at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And if you live out West, it'll come on at 4:30 p.m. Western Time. 4:30 p.m. Western Time. If you live in the West, if you live in the Central Time, it'll come on at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And if you live up in the East, it'll come on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah. And, of course, we got game 1 of the Oilers and Canucks coming on at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time if you live in the East, and 7 o'clock p.m. Western Time if you live out West. So, yeah. So, we'll see if the Bruins and Panthers, we'll see if the Panthers can even up this series 1 game apiece. Against the Boston Bruins. I mean, the Bruins had a stellar game 1, scoring 5 unanswered goals. We'll see if the Bruins could take a 2-0 lead heading home to TD Garden in this game. And Oilers Canucks, it should be interesting. 2 Canadian NHL teams going at it. First time since 1992 these 2 teams will go at it. And yeah, should be a lot of fun watching that series as well. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. A few things to announce before I end the show. Don't forget to buy my books, Rising Up and Young Players Journey to the NHL, and Slapshot Struggles, the story of our middle school hockey team. I will put those links in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So, yeah. And make sure you follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. One more thing to announce. Thought I had it. And also subscribe to the TG Hockey channel. That's my other YouTube channel. I did put out a video on there today, so make sure you subscribe to it. And this podcast will be coming on every weekday from 10:30 to 11. It's supposed to be a 30-minute podcast show, but if I don't have that much to say, then it's usually going to be under 30 minutes. So that's just another announcement I'd like to make, because I know some of you guys were wondering, this guy has a 30-minute podcast show, but yeah, I see like 15 minutes. I see 19 minutes of his show. It all depends on what I have to say. So if I have a lot of hockey news to say, it's probably going to go 30 minutes, if not over 30 minutes. But if I don't have a lot to say, it's probably going to be somewhere under that. So yeah, make sure to get your copy of my book. I will put the link in the description. You should watch it on YouTube. And make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow it, the podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow to talk about games 2, the Bruins and Panthers, and game 1 of the Oilers and Canucks, and possibly any other NHL news that comes along the way. So have a nice day. God first. Be blessed. Peace.